This week, there was a recall of 5 West Coast Cure marijuana products with pesticides. So California regulators on Tuesday announced 5 more cannabis product recalls related to banned pesticides in a scandal that has rocked the market for the past month, referring to the article from the LA Times. According to the Department of the DCC, the recalled products were all vape oil cartridges and pens produced by West Coast Cure, one of the state's top-selling brands, with distribution into hundreds of stores. They mentioned the brands that were recalled. You have the Birthday Cake, Lemon Cooler, Lucky Charms, Slimer, and Watermelon Sherbet. Sorbet? How would you say that?
Sherbet.
Sherbet
is essentially
how a normal human being would say it. Yeah. They said that all products contain chlorophenifir, a banned greenhouse pesticide typically sprayed directly on leaves to combat caterpillars, fungus gnats, mites, and other pests. Immediately, the owner of West Coast Cures makes a post on his Instagram claiming that there's something else involved here. You want to run that clip?
Mm-hmm. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Cures, and I hope you're having a great day. Now me, I'm having a wild one. I can't even make this shit up. There was an LA Times article that came out a little while ago against us and a bunch of the top brands in the space. Total bullshit, by the way. We were the only brand that spoke up, and we immediately opened our doors and invited strangers to come and test stuff off our shelves. You can see it below on my highlights. We immediately got a recall, right? Which is pretty funny, and what a coincidence. It's from the same LA Times article with the same product from 9 months ago from the same disgruntled labs. Fast forward to today. We put out a press release. Less than 1 hour after the press release, right? There was an article by MJ Biz put out, and we read it, and it's saying that there's 5 recalls from us, which is news to us, because we don't know about it. We called the DCC immediately and said, is there a recall? They said, yes. We said, oh yeah? Well, is this public record or is it public knowledge? And like, you haven't told us yet. And they said, oh yeah, it's against our policy. We would put it on our website and notify the operators first. But somehow it's already published on MJ Biz. Now there's just way too many coincidences. I'm not sure if it's the Chads trying to take the culture out and take us legacy operators out, or if it's the media trying to look for a clickbait, if it's the DCC trying to cover their ass, or some of all of it combined. Either way, I'm going to continue not to go for it, and I'm going to continue to try to figure this out. Don't drink and drive, smoke and fly.
It does kind of pose the question in regards to due process. Was it followed? Doesn't really sound like it. Sounds like the media got a hold of this story before he did. And the only way to verify this would be through his own word. So whether or not to take it for what it's worth. But then he also says this in the next post.
Here we go again, y'all. I put out a video, and what do you know? Our retailers start getting the recall email. Crazy coincidence, I know. But let me break it down for y'all. There's an article that comes out. We're the only brand that fires back. Boom, we're the only brand that gets a recall. We're the only brand that puts out a press release. Boom, we're the only brand that gets 5 more recalls. Well, listen, we're just getting started. Now I'm about to go do a podcast, tell my story, and tell y'all more stuff like this bullshit class action that was filed the same day as the article. And honestly, now that I think about it, we haven't even been served from the class action lawsuit yet. And the only way we even knew about it was from some reporter from some article. It's just so many coincidences. How do they seem to always know everything before everybody else? And listen, after this video comes out, I'm assuming they're going to drop some more recalls. I got some thinking to do. Don't drink and drive, smoke and fly.
Again, as you can see, whether or not it's right or not, it definitely poses some kind of question. The LA Times does not post the results, or the government doesn't post the results of these findings. when the LA Times released its article, there was no actual report. It was just spreadsheets of information. Unless we're seeing receipts, the owner, one would assume, not assume, but in order to provide the people of California this product, their product has to go through scrutiny, has to go through testing, has to go through many levels of quality assurance before it hits the streets. This is legal stuff. So why is pesticide being found? What's happening to the product when it leaves the shelf in, say, an analyst's hand? What happens between there and the laboratory? Because it seems pretty consistently that there is a disconnect. Because this is the legal process letting the legal process down. If this is the case, again, we dove into who benefits from putting out a hit piece like this to the legal market. Who benefits? Big tobacco, big pharmacy, big alcohol, all benefit from the further suppression and scrutiny on the legal market of our plant. Some people misunderstood when I said that the last time. They said that I was getting upset at whoever it was in the video at the time. I think they were saying that I was criticizing Elliot from Catalyst. And they said that, I said, no. The attack on the community is from the LA Times. In my opinion, and this is where I can get in trouble, but hopefully not sued, it is fueled by possibly the pharmaceutical industry. We pointed out that the owner of the LA Times is a bioengineer. He's a bioengineer billionaire, biochemist billionaire. He has money in pharmaceuticals. He has wealth in pharmaceuticals. So it's, I don't have to even put on a tinfoil hat here to kind of connect the dots to assume that one isn't related to the other. Now, LA Times is going to tell you that they have editorial freedom and it has nothing to do with that. But tell me, if they came with a story against whatever pharmaceutical drug or pharmaceutical whatever that he was developing, they brought a story that was damaging towards that. Would they? Not going to answer because I wouldn't know. But I pose the question to you. What do you think? Do you think the LA Times, the LA government has a rap on this? Has the best understanding of what's going on in regards to pesticides in our product? Or is there something afoot here? I'm a pretty reasonable guy, and I can't wrap my head around the entire situation. Somebody is lying. Somebody needs to be held accountable for deceiving the people. Who's it gonna be? What do you think?